Friends, I'm so excited to have you joining me in this workshop. This is a little bit different, but something that is so much fun and gives you so much license to explore. So what do I mean when I talk about art cloth? Well, I'm aware that art is a very broad topic. So the term art cloth could mean different things to different people. So I'm going to talk about what it means to me. When we think about the weaving process of choosing colors, choosing yarns, maybe choosing pattern drafts or deciding exactly how we want our finished pieces to look, it's actually already a very artistic process by default, even if we don't necessarily feel that we are artistic in nature. I think that really everybody is though. We just don't necessarily class some of the things that we do as artistic. So an art cloth to me is like a meeting of artistic techniques and weaving techniques to make something that is really beautiful, unique, and particular to the person who is making it. There are many ways that you could produce art cloth. The availability of materials to us as weavers and creators these days is just so expansive. But what I'm aiming to do in this workshop is to use materials that are readily accessible to all of us, and also to give you ideas for your own future cloth making. I absolutely love the idea of using my loom, not just to weave my fabric, but to really make that fabric my own. And there are so many different ways that you can make this come across. Some of the techniques that we'll be using in this workshop include warp painting, inlaid overshot, sun printing, clasped weft, fabric markers, and stenciling. Now there's a real focus on the techniques in this class rather than focusing on a project in particular, but I will be giving you different ideas and variations for how you might use some of the techniques in a project. I'll also be going through all the ins and outs, negatives and positives for each technique so that you're aware of the most appropriate uses for your finished fabric. All you need to complete this workshop is a willingness to try. If you've never done any warp painting or used fabric markers before, or any of the things that we're going to explore, that's absolutely fine. None of these techniques are really difficult to do. And as I said, the materials are readily accessible. So I hope that you are open and willing to having some fun with this class, and I would absolutely love to see all of your samples and your explorations. So don't forget to share photos with everybody else in the comments section. Before we actually begin the first technique, which is going to be warp painting, I want to take you over the yarns that we'll be using and why we use those particular yarns, and then do a brief overview of the materials that we'll be using so that you can have an understanding of what's needed.